Hello and welcome to my persuasive speech. My name is Justin and I'm here today to tell you guys what I believe about addiction as a disease. Drug and alcohol addiction for a long time has been debated whether it's a disease or it is a moral weakness or it's sinful behavior, it's bad luck. A lot of people deal with it differently and a lot of people are different. Some might have experienced it in your own life, and I believe if you have, like I have, had relatives who've dealt with this issue, then you would know that something is going on. So I think a lot of people who think that drug and alcohol addiction are just unaware that there's more to the story. They think people just keep making the wrong decision over and over again. I'd like to share a few facts with you here. For people who don't believe that addiction is actually a medical situation, I want to tell you a few facts. And one of them is that in 1955, the AMA, the American Medical Association, designated alcoholism as an actual disease. It's the same as lupus being designated as a disease, or cancer, or breast cancer. All these different diseases, the same people classified this as a disease. It's a brain chemistry disease. It has something to do with the different chemistries in your brain. I have a short film that I'm going to show a few excerpts of that will help try to prove my point. Current medical thinking refers to other substances in the same light, using the terms abuse and dependence. Some people can be abusers, some people can be dependent on a certain substance, and then some people are actually have the disease of addiction. And everybody's brain is not the same. At this point, I'd like to introduce Dr. Jack Kepler on the video here. He's going to show you a few images of someone's brain long after they've quit using drugs and how their brain in particular still reacts to the thought of drugs.
In recovery, another one of these brain scans, for almost a year. It's a picture of an individual's brain appreciating a pleasant movie. They then took the same individual and they showed the individual a picture of someone using and fixing cocaine, paraphernalia, and the person cooking it up and smoking it. These are activities of tremendously elevated potential. Activity in the brain. Look again. Normal. Now the white is intense. They're going to show in the cocaine video his brain lights up like a Christmas tree. That's after almost a year of abstinence. That is a picture of craving. Fast forward.
I would ask you to think if someone's brain can light up that way, if they can be that stimulated or that excited a year after they've stopped using a substance, what's going on? There's something behind that. Okay. Another few points I'd like to make is about as far as addiction is concerned. Addiction being a disease is what's known as a primary problem. If it's a primary problem, that means that there's problems that are secondary. There's problems that follow it. Okay. During this disease, a lot of people encounter what's known as emotional disorders or psychological disorders, such as dissociative disorders, bipolar, depression, manic depression, things like that. These are all what's called co-occurring disorders to occur with the disorder of addiction. Addiction is progressive and predictable. Okay, most diseases are that way. You can tell, hey, this is stage 1, this is stage 2, this is stage 3. Addiction is the same way. Once you find out someone is an addict, they can be put in the class of someone who meets the criteria for being an addict, you can almost know what their next steps are going to be. Okay, while they're in the midst of their use. It's a chronic condition, meaning that if not treated, it becomes worse and worse and worse. Okay, progressively worse. It's treatable but not curable. This basically means that if you realize that you are addicted to something, if you're addicted to drugs and alcohol, or if you have a loved one that's addicted to drugs and alcohol, there is treatment that can be given to these people, but it's a situation like we saw in the video. A year afterward, you're still dealing with the same, brain functioning, the same brain waves. Okay, you can treat it, but you can't necessarily cure it. It will always be a part of your brain. That's just the way your brain is designed. Some people could try drugs and alcohol for the first time and never ever want to try them again. Some people lose their entire lives, their house, their marriage, everything. End up going to prison for the same exact drug and alcohol. Okay? And some say it's related to genetics and family history, and I'd have to agree. Science itself proves, and studies have shown that a lot of people, it's not necessarily a hereditary condition where if you are addicted to something, your children must be also. It's just a greater probability and a greater chance that your children will be, or if you're the child of an alcoholic or an addict yourself. Hopefully I've changed your mind a little bit from the way you were thinking about addiction as being a moral weakness or something that people just can't kick. Thank you for your time.